today we actually going to focus on something called decision making. Yeah, something called decision making. Okay, so sometimes we don't want our code to get executed always. For example, you have print positive. You have a statement called print positive, and you also have another statement print negative. And you actually don't want both statements to be executed, right? You do not want both statements to be executed. Okay, if the given number is more than 0, then we want the statement print positive to be executed. At the same time, yeah, if the given number is less than 0, then we want the statement print negative to be executed. Right? So in certain cases, we don't want both statement are, we don't want all statement to be executed. Some statement will be executed when that particular condition is satisfied. If the condition is not satisfied, we want another statement to run, not the same statement to run. Yeah, we want another statement to run. Okay. So now, in order to achieve this, first we must create block of code. And we must know how to create a block of code. Okay, in Python, in other languages, yeah, block of code is usually created using curly bracket. But in Python, the block of code is created using colon and indentation. Colon and indentation. Okay, what is that? Okay, look at this, yeah? Okay, hang on, yeah? Paint.net is not running. Okay. Okay. So remember just now, print positive And I have another statement, print negative. So now if they are in the straight line, if they are in the straight line, then they both will actually get executed, right? If they are in the straight line, because that is what we've been doing, from day one. If all the code in the same line, in the same margin, will get executed together. So now what we want to do is, we want to create a block. So we want to convert this into a block. We want to convert this into another block. So you may have if condition, okay? And then if the condition is a true, then we want this block of code to be executed. This block of code to be executed. So what we do, we put a colon there, and then the code, which we want it to be executed, right? That code, we do it with some indentation. So it is not in the same straight line. So it actually goes inside, something like this. So we actually have two things here. To create a block of code, you actually need two things in Python. One is the colon, and another one is the indentation. So the colon, okay, you need a colon, and you also need the indentation, right? This indentation. So with these two things, so colon and indentation. So to create a block of code in Python, you actually have to create, you have to use two things, right? One is colon and indentation, right? Colon and indentation. So you actually use these two, indentation and indentation. Sometimes you may want to create another block of code inside this code. Then you will give two indentation, right? I will show you in a short while. Yeah, hang on. Okay. Here I'm going to have an else here. All right. I'm going to have an else here. And this block of code. So I'm going to convert this into another block of code. So this block of code will get executed when the condition returns false. So this is another block of code. So this is another block of code. Yeah. Okay. So how we actually create? So this is another block of code. So this is another block of code. Eventually, it should have the indentation. right? You should have the indentation, colon and the indentation. So so this is another block of code. Yeah, so we actually have created 2 block of code. So you need these 2. Okay, so sometimes you may have another if condition here. If condition here, which is inside the else. Yeah, so look at this. So the if condition is actually inside this else. So this will have another block of code, and that block of code will be inside a little bit more. So here we actually have one indentation, whereas since this block of code is some more inside, yeah, it is actually some more inside. So you actually going to have 2 indentation. So the indentation actually decides, how depth your code is, how many level it actually goes in. So this happens when you have more than 2 conditions to check. Okay, I think hang on first. So now all you need to understand is in Python, to create block of code, we will actually use colon and indentation. In other programming languages, yeah, I think if you're coming from some other programming languages like Java or C Sharp, okay, in other programming language, we have curly bracket to create block of code. So they actually use curly bracket, yeah, curly bracket, and they will place the code in between here. So the indentation is not compulsory, but for a reading purpose, we actually do the indentation. But it is not compulsory like in Python. But in Python, the indentation itself is compulsory. You cannot create a block of code without indentation. Yeah, without indentation. Right. Okay, so please remember, so this is actually a block of code. The block of code, we will actually use it in a decision making. We will use it in loops. We will use it in functions. So everywhere we actually use this block of code. Yeah, the block of code. Okay. So that's the first thing that you need to learn before you start, trying to do a decision making statement. Yeah, decision making statement. So yeah, I think I done the explanation. Now I think we should actually focus on the if condition itself. Yeah. So what we want to do? Okay, we want to say, we want to find whether the given number is even or odd. Maybe first we will start even or odd. Yeah. So we're going to have a variable given number, and we're going to assign that with a value. So maybe 5. And we will write an if condition. Yeah, look at this. If given number modulus of 2 equals to 0, then you see after the 0 there is a colon. Yeah, there's a colon. You can even put a bracket here, so to say that this is actually a condition. So after the condition there's a colon. Yeah, there's a colon. Okay, and then look at the second line, the line cannot start from the beginning. It must actually start with indentation. So I say print even number. Okay. Now I want to come out of the block of code. Yeah. So I done the block of code. So this is beginning of the block of code. So how do we know the end of block of code? If you come out of that, so that means if you remove the indentation, then automatically you are out of the block. That is how Python actually treats it. Yeah. So this is else colon. So I'm going to have print odd number. All right. So now look at the code careful. Yeah. So you have to look at the code. The code, every single line is actually not in the same margin. They have with one. They are actually with one indentation. There's two lines of code, print even number and print odd number, and these two lines of code are with indentation. So when I actually run this, you can see even number or odd number actually gets printed out. Okay. This is working, yeah? So if I change this to 6, and if you run it, then you actually see it as even number. All right, so it's working, yeah? It is actually working. Okay, so now let's go ahead. Okay, I want to create another code. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to find whether the given number is positive or negative. So look at this here. Again, given number is equals to -5. So I'm going to say if given number is greater than 0, is greater than. So if it returns true, yeah, then print, okay, positive number. Else I print negative number. Okay, guys, same example, yeah, same example, but I'm going to make a slight difference. But for now, I think if I run this, okay, I get negative number. So if I remove this, and then if I run it, then it says positive number. Okay. The next thing, what we want to do is we want to add some more to this particular question. Yeah, we want to add one more requirement. Find whether the given number is a positive or negative or 0. So that means now we actually have more than 2 conditions to check. We have more than 2 conditions to check. So if you have more than 2 conditions to check, then we have more than 2 conditions to check. You may have to create a nested if or you may have to, I think I will stop here first. Yeah, we will see. Okay, you have to create, not may, like you have to create a nested if. Nested if means what? If inside another if inside another if. All right, so this is my given number. Okay, so now you see, if I run this, okay, it says positive. If I put -5, it says negative. But if I put 0, what happens? Guys, the given number is actually not greater than 0. So it will eventually goes into the else block. And in the else block, we have print a negative number. So it will actually print the negative number. So what we actually have to do, we actually have to create another if inside the else block in this case. Yeah, in this case, not inside the if. We actually have to create it inside the else block. So you have to say, if given number, okay, is equals to 0, right, then I will say print 0. Okay, else, okay, and this goes in, right? So this is a block of code. This is also a block of code. This is also a block of code. But this is at level 1, we can say, because with one indentation. And this block of code and this block of code, they are with the 2 indentation. And this is also a block of code. That is actually with the 1 indentation. Yeah. So I think roughly, I hope you guys got the idea. But anyway, I will just try to draw it one more time so that if everybody understand it very clearly, right? So so this is 1 indentation, yeah, and this is 2 indentation. So if you notice, so I'm actually going to create block of codes. Yeah. Okay. Where is the block? Okay. This is a block of code, which we clearly know. So that is actually with 1 indentation. And this is another block of code. Yeah. Another block of code. And this is another block of code which is inside a block of code. So you have an indentation here. Yeah. So this is also another block of code which is inside another block. Yeah. So if you look at it, this is with single indentation. So this is also with single indentation. This is also with a single indentation. However, this one with the 2 indentation, yeah, this one is with 2 indentation. So this is where the actual problem actually comes in. So the problem is when you have nested if you notice carefully, the code starts going inwards like this. Right, the code is not in the straight line, it starts going inwards. It starts going inwards, and this is very difficult. It makes our life very difficult to do debugging or to do even the coding, because our brain always look at the code in straight line. So if the code starts going inwards, then our brain is not really functioning. Yeah, it's not really functioning. So a nested if is actually okay, but if you have like a 2, 3, or 4 condition, then it's okay. But if it goes more than few conditions, so for example, let's say, look at this. Yeah, I want to do another one. Okay, let's say if student get more than 90, he gets A grade. If student gets more than 80, but less than less than or equals to 90, he gets B grade. Okay, B grade, yeah, B grade. Okay, if a student gets more than 70 but less than or equals to 80, he gets C grade. So I want to keep going. Yeah, I want to do this, few more round. So I'll just copy this. I will paste it. Okay, so now he gets more than 60, but less than or equals to 70. Okay, then we give him grade D. So you have 4, yeah, and maybe another one. Okay, more than 50. Okay, but less than 60, then he gets pass grade, P grade. Okay, else, if less than, gets less than or equals to 50, he gets fail grade. Something like that, yeah? Something like that. So he must get more than 50. Even 50 is considered fail, yeah? So he must get more than 50. So how do we actually construct this? If you want to do it with nested if, so how are we actually going to do it? So marks is equals to, let's say the obtained marks is 70, right? So if a mark is greater than, look at this, yeah, greater than 90, then print A grade. Okay, else if a mark is greater than 80 and less than marks is less than or equals to 90, greater than more than 80, but marks is less than or equals to 90, then we give him B grade. And then else, we check again if a marks is more than 70 and marks is less than or equals to 80, then we give him C grade. Okay, and then again, and else, look at this, the code starts going inwards, right? More than 60, but less than or equals to, okay, is a D grade. Okay, and else, okay, again, we have to do one more. Okay, greater than 50 or is a P grade or F grade. Yeah, so look at this, the code starts going inwards, and there's a very high chance that we ourselves get lost inside there. So if it is, since it's a 70 marks, then he gets, so what happens if I put 40 marks? Okay, he is F grade, yeah? And what if I put 51 here? What if I put 51 here? Okay, then I get P grade. But what if I put 50 here? Then I get F grade again. All right. So, but anyway, guys, look at the code. The code starts going inwards, and then there's a very high chance we actually make a mistake here. So in Python, to avoid this nested if, they actually introduce, nested if, they actually introduce something called elif in Python to avoid nested if. They introduce elif, elif. So you actually can see this, if marks is equals to 50, okay, and marks is greater than or equals to 90, and when a mark is greater than 90, then we say A grade. And then, okay, what I do, I will copy this code, okay, and then I will go back, I will paste it here, and I will show you how you easy to convert this into an if method. Okay, elif. So all you need to do is remove the indentation, bring it to the previous line, remove the colon else, and then it becomes the same line. So since you removed that indentation, this print can go to the main indentation like this. Okay, and this will become L, and you can actually merge it again, elif. So this will reduce to indentation 1. Okay, and this will remove the indentation, and you actually can put here elif, and then you can remove the indentation. Look at this, we had too many indentation, but now all becoming the straight line. The straight line. Look at this. This is really too many indentation. Okay, look at this one. Okay, I'm going to delete one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I removed 4 indentation, all right. So I have to remove another 4 indentation here, just to make sure that everything is in the same line. So now look at this, everything is in the same line. Because of elif, you can change this code, okay, into this code. Okay, when I actually run it, I actually get F grade. All right, the same thing, if I put 51, I'm supposed to get P grade. Okay, if I put 91, I'm supposed to get A grade. Okay, it's working. All right, so when you have more than one condition in Python, do not try the nested if. Always try to solve that kind of a problem using elif, using elif. So we have seen the traditional if condition. We have seen, so this is the traditional if condition. We have seen nested if, and then the complicated nested if. And then we also see how we actually can convert that complicated nested if into a simple form where all the code are actually with same indentation. The code does not go inwards. We actually learn how to do that, using elif, using elif. Okay, now the next question is, Jagan, do we really need to create block of code every single time? Right, like a colon and indentation. Do we really need to do that? Okay, now actually you don't need to do that. All right, actually you don't need to do that. Okay, provided the statement to be executed when the condition is a true or when the condition is a false. If you have only one statement to be executed, then you don't need to create block of code. You don't need to create block of code. So what am I actually saying? Okay, if you have one single statement to be executed, if you have one single statement to be executed, when the condition is true or the condition is false, then no need to create block of code. So I'm going to do the same problem here. Find whether the given number is even number. I'm not talking about odd number here. I'm just talking about even number. And if it is even number, print even number. Okay. So now look at this here. I say given number is equals to 10. Okay. Now what I supposed to do? I supposed to find whether it is a even number. So if given number modulus of 2 equals to 0, then you just need to print even number. So you actually can print it in the same line like this. Right? Okay, note, yeah? You do not have else block. In this syntax, yeah? In this syntax, you do not have else block. Okay? Remember, don't forget, there is still colon, but no indentation. Right? So it says even number. But what will happen if I put 11? Of course, he won't print anything because if condition will not get executed. But if you put 10, so definitely it will get executed and you will actually see the even number. Okay, now let's do the same thing. Okay, let's do the same thing. Okay, find whether the given number is even number or odd number. If it is even number, print even number. Okay, if it is odd number, print odd number. So how do we actually construct this? Okay, given number is equals to 10. Okay, look at this here. All you need to do is say the problem in English. Okay, so guys, when we actually say it in English, yeah, we will actually say print even number if given number modulus of 2 is equals to 0, else print odd number. So this is what we say it in English, right? So guys, I'm going to write it in English. So look at this. Print even number if given number modulus of 2 equals to 0, else print odd number. Okay, we are writing everything, we are writing. So this is applicable, yeah. This is applicable. This statement can be constructed only when you have a single statement to be executed. If you have multiple lines of code, you got no choice but to create block of code. So that is why in some people, they will actually convert that block of code into a function in Python. So easy to call function rather than, you're creating your own block of code inside the if. What you actually can do, you can convert that block of code into a function. And from the if, you can actually call the function. That makes your code looks beautiful. Yeah, that makes your code looks beautiful. So this is another syntax. Okay, remember, yeah, don't forget, in this syntax there is no colon and no indentation. So if you put 11, then it returns odd number. So yes, it works. So can we do the same problem, find whether the given number is a positive, negative, or zero using this syntax? Oh yes, definitely you can do that. Okay, look at this here. Find whether the given number is positive, negative, or zero. So given number is equals to 5. So look at this here. I'm actually going to write in one line. Print positive if given number is greater than 0. Else print 0 if given number is equals to 0. Else print negative. That's it. You can write it in one line like this, guys. It's actually in English. If you read it in English, you will see it's actually a very valid English statement. So when I actually run this, look at it, yeah, it says positive. If I put -5, then it says negative. If I put 0, then it says 0. So it's working. Yeah, it is actually working. Okay, what happens if it is an expression instead of a print statement? What happens if it is an expression instead of, if it is an expression, what happens if it is an expression instead of print statement? So look at this, yeah. I'm going to have x is equals to 10, y is equals to 5. Okay, up, this is operator, yeah, is equals to plus. So what I want to do, okay, I want to check if up equals to plus. So what I want to do, I want to say x plus y if up equals to plus. Okay, else x minus y. X minus y if op equals to minus, else x multiply with y if op equals to star, else x divide by y. So that's the last one. If the op is not any of the character which is mentioned, it's not plus, it's not minus, it's not multiplication, then obviously the result is, it will actually do a division. So now this is an expression which is inside the if else, which is inside the if else. Yeah. So that means at a time, if you put plus, then this will get executed. If I put minus, then this will get executed. If I put slash, then this will get executed. So at a time, only one expression will be evaluated. At a time, only one expression will be executed based on op. The result of that execution, now we need a variable to store the result of that expression. So we actually need a variable like z equals to, so that variable will be placed, that variable will be in the left in the left side, in the leftmost side. Yeah. So you can actually see the z is on the leftmost side. Guys, you can also pass this. Okay, this is also possible. Yeah. Okay, instead of assigning it, okay, print z and you printing it. You can also do like this. You can say print, open bracket, close bracket. You can paste this entire thing inside there. So at any time, one expression will be executed and that returns a value and that value gets printed. Look at this. You can also do like this. You can assign the result to z and you can print z, or you can actually pass the entire statement as an argument to print statement. Of course, print will not take this as an argument. This thing will get executed by Python and you will get a result, and that result will be passed to the print function as an argument. Yeah, as an argument. I think you all got the idea. Yeah. So not necessarily you have to create block of code, but if you have more than one line of a statement to be executed, then you got no choice. You actually have to write it as a block of code. Yeah, as a block of code. Okay, I think that we have explored it. Uh,